Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Box Young. This is a platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, and simply talk about the sport of boxing in a level-headed fashion. You know what it is, man. Subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for, tuning into the Flash Lives, collaborating with me in the comment section of the Flash Lives and the premieres also of my videos, man. Thank you so much for tuning in real time, and collaborating with me there also in the comment section and the live chat and the videos, in the comment sections of the videos also. I appreciate each and every one of you, everybody who has been tuning in and being a part of this community here. And, we're having constant, new faces coming into the live sessions and things of that nature, in the chat section, tuning in. I really appreciate you all. And just to reiterate, Renee Box Young is simply a platform, where we just talk about the sport of boxing. If you love the sport of boxing, this is a place for you. Unbiased, neutral, level-headed, mature. That's how we do it here, man. It's simple as that. I don't complicate life, and I don't want to complicate life for you and waste your time. That's what it's about, definitely. So if you are a new listener, go ahead and subscribe, Go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. I do flash lives, and I don't announce my times necessarily. That's why I call them flash live. So when I go flash live, when I do my premieres of my videos and things of that nature. I really appreciate you all. You guys are awesome. Now let's talk about some Brandon Figueroa. First I gotta say this. I was really surprised by the fight. It was just action packed. The card was amazing. Martinez versus Burgos. That was just a war. These guys, man, these fighters in the card were great fights, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I've said it time and time again so many times that this is why I emphasize these other fights. These other fights are worth talking about. Not all the drama that's going on, Obviously, I do to a certain extent talk about certain things, but I like to give more emphasis on real things that are going down, real fights, real wars, real entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. This is real entertainment for those who love sports, the sport of boxing in particular. This is entertainment. This is what we love the sport for, And, Brandon Figueroa and Nery, I actually had Nery knocking out Figueroa before the fight. In the lead up to the fight, my final thoughts, I went live. KQKC, my guy, the OG, I called in there and saying it also there. I said, I got Nery knocking out Figueroa in round 10. My gosh. Nery came in with a totally different game plan. I didn't think he was going to do what he did, man. He just went in since round 1, bringing it to Figueroa, fighting Figueroa's fight, in other words. Yeah, you just don't do that, man. That was, I remember talking to, little quick messages I sent to Kurt, the OG, the historian, my guy over there. Shouts out to my guy, to family. And, he said in a text, after the fight, and I was like, wow, and I was, texting him, and he said, you just don't fight Figueroa like that. And that's very true, what the historian told me. You just don't fight Figueroa like that. And I reflected upon it, and it's so true. And I was thinking since round 1, I was thinking, Nery, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? He was just going in there aggressively. Nery has power. I got nothing to take away from it. And that just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. That just goes to show the credit we got to give Figueroa. I think his defense can really improve. I think, but that's just how he fights. I accept it with fighters who don't have the best defense. It's just how it is. I wish they would improve in certain areas. I think that a fighter that improves is a fighter that's obviously growing in certain aspects, but it's just how he fights. I talked about it last week, which is why I predicted, and that's why I thought that Nery was going to knock out Figueroa, because of Figueroa's lack of defense, man. You know what I'm saying? But man, that just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, Figueroa's chin. Ladies and gentlemen, when Figueroa was pressuring Nery against the ropes, man, Nery was digging to the body. He's tough. Figueroa is one tough cookie, ladies and gentlemen. He is one tough champ. This boy, man, is business. And I knew he was tough. I knew he was aggressive. I knew he was a super game opponent and champ. For any fighter. Just go to his previous fights, man. This boy ain't playing games. This boy, Brandon Figueroa, man. He's definitely not playing games in that ring. And when Nery was digging to the body, Nery has power. I reiterate, Nery has power for that weight. For 122, man, he has power. That boy has some power. And Figueroa was taking these punches, ladies and gentlemen. He took some freaking shots that I thought, man, this kid got to go down. This kid got to go down. But to my surprise and to my entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I enjoyed this fight. I mean, he was fighting back. He wasn't backing down, which is, I think, is going to be a big defect when he fights Fulton. So, but I want to share. I mean, hats off to Figueroa, man. That was just a beautiful fight. Hats off to Nery. He gave it his all. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I want to focus on this article, boxingscene.com. You already know what it is. What Figueroa was saying. The link in the description. You already know. I want to get right to this. Figueroa said he envisioned. I mean, he quotes it, right? This is his quote. I envisioned I was going to beat Nery. Envisioned that I'm going to fight Fulton. Now, before we continuing this article, I mean, this is some good stuff what Figueroa is saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I'm kind of, going ahead, but I just got to say this now. I mean, who's doing this, ladies and gentlemen? Not many people in the sport of boxing are doing this. Tough competition after tough competition. He just fought Nery. You can't say that Nery was, the weak link. And no. Nery was game competition, ladies and gentlemen, which is why I had Nery winning before the fight. I thought Nery was going to win, but my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon is no joke. He's no joke. These guys are top champs at 122. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really see this too much in the sport of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. It's sad, isn't it? You do see it with a few fighters out there. But these guys are stepping up to the plate. Look at these. Look at this thumbnail. Nery, former champ, WBC at that time, if I'm not mistaken, right when he fought Figueroa. Figueroa took that belt. Now Fulton's right there, waiting in the wings. And I pushed the video about it. A lot of people already knew about it. You know what I'm saying, about the news concerning, after, Figueroa and Nery, Fulton's going to fight. You don't see this, ladies and gentlemen, too much in the sport of boxing. Isn't that sad? But this is why I emphasize these guys. I emphasize the fights that are worth talking about, that, that really bring those fights, that really bring, fighting tough competition. You know what I'm saying? Who's really doing this, ladies and gentlemen? We got names out there, and I've been talking about them time and time again. But the focal point here is these champs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm making this video about it, and not many people are doing this, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give the credit to these guys. Let's give the credit to these champs, man. They deserve the limelight. So getting back to it. So, he said, quote, I envisioned that I was going to beat Luis Nery, and I envisioned that I'm going to fight Stephen Fulton. Let's get it. You see, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. A few names pop to mind that are really bringing it and who are really bringing, fighting the top competition. There are names out there. You already know some. And man, we need more of this. That's what I'm trying to say here. We need more of this, man. Fighters like this. These are the true warriors. These are the true champs that aren't beating around the bush and just messing around and playing. You know what I'm saying? No. These guys are bringing it. These aren't the guys. These are not, ladies and gentlemen. The top guys that are doing this little Twitter wars. They don't do that. Luis Nery doesn't do it. Stephen Fulton doesn't do it. Brandon Figueroa doesn't do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is real deal right here. Of course, they use social media, blah, whatever the heck. It's fine, but they don't go overboard on that stuff. They back up what they say. You see what that's a differentiation, ladies and gentlemen, between these types of champs and those other types of fighters that sit around and post hundreds of videos and clips, and do their little Twitter wars, calling out the world, and they don't back up what they're saying. They're not fighting and stepping up to these guys, the potential competition that they should be fighting. This is the real deal here, ladies and gentlemen. What did Brandon Figueroa say? Fulton. I envisioned fighting Fulton. Let's get it. Talk is cheap. You already know. You know what I'm saying? And these guys, man, they're straight up backing up what they're saying. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you can just go ahead and read the article, whatever. But right here, he quotes again. I want to focus more on what Figueroa is saying. He says, I know he's going to come with everything, notes Figueroa. That means, check this out, ladies and gentlemen, I have to prepare 110%. Again, because we know, ladies and gentlemen, that Figueroa he prepared 110%. So did Nery. Figueroa he prepared 110% to fight Figueroa. I'm sorry, to fight Nery. These guys mean business, and he's gonna prepare 110% to fight cool boy Fulton. That's what I'm talking about, to fight Fulton. I mean, this is awesome. And then he says, just like we did with this fight, and we're going to give fans a heck of a show. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I love when fighters talk like that. I love when fighters talk like that when they're fighting top-notch competition. Fulton is next, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing. This is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? He's going to prepare 100%. That's what his mindset is. We need more fighters like this with this type of heart. And check this out. I want to emphasize this. Fulton was, ringside commentating, great stuff. You know what I'm saying? Fulton is a very mature guy. You know what I'm saying? Very smart in the ring, high IQ. I made a post-fight reaction on, Angelo Leo versus Fulton. I was blown away by his game plan. Fulton is a high IQ fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Versatile. When you talk about versatility in a fighter, Fulton is the guy. Ladies and gentlemen. He has several tools in his arsenal, that he brings into the ring. He can fight you on the inside. He can bring that pressure, and he can fight on the outside and box, with great defense. Use the jab, use the distance, use his footwork, or he'll take you toe to toe. He'll pressure you, push you up against the ropes. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say this is because Fulton, when he was ringside or what have you, amongst the cameras or whatever, one of the interviews, whatever platform it was, this is great, ladies and gentlemen. He said that he talked about Nery. It would have been a great fight, but this was before they fought, before Nery and Figueroa were in the ring. It was on fight night though, and he said, yeah, Nery, or I think it was after. I just don't recall the interview when it was. If it was before the fight on fight night, but I think it was before the fight because it was still daylight outside. So he said that, Nery would be a good fight, but he's shorter, and this and that. In other words, he was saying that Nery would have been less competitive were Nery to win. That's what he was trying to say. And he said, but Figueroa, that was served for a more action-packed fight. You see, so Figueroa Nery was already, oh my gosh, these names I'm mixing up. Fulton was already thinking about fighting Figueroa. Before Figueroa and Nery even fought, it was on fight night, on fight night. Before they got in the ring, he was already looking at Figueroa, man. Because, in other words, Fulton knows that Figueroa is the more competitive fighter because of the styles, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Figueroa. Like I said earlier, he's a go-forward guy. His punch volume is amazing. I don't know how many, and both Nery and Figueroa, the shots combined, man, the punches combined was, I don't even know the numbers and the figures. Approximately 1,500 to 1,700 combined. I don't know, 100 punches. It was just crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And Fulton was explaining that, Figueroa would be a more action-packed fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got to emphasize more. Fulton, in other words, I repeat and I reiterate the importance of the fact of what Fulton was saying. He was saying, in other words, I want the more competitive fight. I want the more competitive fighter, which is Figueroa. And we saw Figueroa win. So, ladies and gentlemen, Fulton's not backing down. How many of these fighters out there back down from this type of competition? A lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be factual. I don't care what name it is. A lot of these fighters, they look at the opponent, the potential opponent. I'm going to do a warm-up fight and tune up, It's like, what, dude? Fulton's not doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, Fulton just fought, or his last fight at least, was Angelo Leo. Angelo Leo is a tough freaking fighter, ladies and gentlemen. He's a tough cookie. Inside fighter, that was not an easy win, but he made it easy. Fulton is so skilled that he made that fight look easy. Angelo Leo is not an easy fighter to fight, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all, if you haven't seen him, do your homework, man. Go check Angelo Leo out. He's tough. He's a tough fighter, man. Stephen Fulton went in there. You see what I'm saying? And now to fight Figueroa? Fulton could have said, no, I need to take a warm-up fight because, I haven't fought, in a while. And, he could have brought any excuse in the book, ladies and gentlemen. Now, obviously, it's hard to say that things are official at this point. It's quite premature. But what I'm saying here is these fighters are stepping up to the competition. They're stepping up to the champs, and they want to unify. They want to get the belts and want to step up to top competition, and that's what it's about. You know, you can tell the real from those who aren't so real. You can tell the real from those who just blab away too much. And to a certain degree, they back up what they say, but not all the way. And these guys back up what they say all the way. Fulton's not the type of guy to back down. You see what I'm saying? He wants this fight. He wants this fight. And how many fighters, I reiterate one more time, please, just bear with me with this, because I got to get the word out there. How many fighters are doing this? Not much. Not much. A champ comes in and wins, you know, a fight, a great fight, you know, gets a belt. And what does he do? What do they most likely do? Oh, you know, I'm gonna take a little warm-up fight. I'm gonna take these little mandatory guys. Not little, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of these times, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real with the sanctioned bodies and these rankings. I've talked about it so many times. Let's be real. A lot of the time, these mandatories aren't really top competition. I'm not saying all the time. Don't get twisted what I'm saying, but a lot of the time. You know, these mandatory guys, for crying out loud, ladies and gentlemen, for crying out loud. It's not to pick at them, but it's just facts. Facts are facts, and you know what I'm saying? I got to highlight examples to make my points clear. Teofimo, he's going to fight this Cambosos guy. I mean, yeah, I get it. He's the mandatory, IBF #1, you're ranked mandatory, whatever the heck you want to call him. This is not too tough, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just be factual here. Okay, fine, another example. Okay, we can get some examples out there. Quick, recent examples off the top of my head. I always do videos off the top of my head. You know, I just have the points in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Yildirim. I mean, come on now. Yildirim was #1 freaking contender, whatever the heck you guys want to call him, or whatever the heck these sanctioned bodies want to call him. I don't care. #1, if I'm not mistaken, ranked for that WBC belt that, you know, they stripped Benavidez of, or whatever the heck belt it was. I think it was the WBC. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Benavidez missing weight. Everybody knows the story. But for crying out loud, Yildirim? Is this a joke, man? You see, I'm sure I got my point across now. You know what I'm saying, #1 ranked contenders, or, you know, whatever they want to call them. I don't care what titles they put on these guys. A lot of the times, they're not the top competition, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And why am I saying this? Because a lot of these guys would rather opt or choose or divert to, after fighting a top competitor, no, I'm just going to fight one of these mandatories, you know. It's just like, come on, man. Come on. Go unify. Go unify and do your business, man. Make legacy while you're still young. Because there are fighters out there, ladies and gentlemen, who aren't doing that, who hold on to these belts, you know, babysitting these belts, and time is ticking, father time is ticking, and years go by, and you're towards the end of the career, and you're desperate out of desperation. Now you want to call out the champs. Now you want to unify. That's a game, ladies and gentlemen. You got to go for the gusto while you're young, because father time's ticking and time goes by fast, ladies and gentlemen. Time flies. You know, I can give more examples with names with that situation, but I don't need to. I've said it time and time again. I made my point clear. In a lot of divisions, it's happening. These guys holding on to their belts and babysitting and just sitting around, you know, fighting these, you know, simple mandatories. You know what I'm saying? And blabbing their mouths off that, oh, I'll take all these chaps. They're nothing for me. Yeah, right. Yeah, go face them then. You know, enough. Fulton is not one of those guys. Figueroa is not one of those guys. Nery is not one of those guys. I've talked about this before, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? You know, Fulton said, hey, I want the more action-packed fighter, in other words, before they even got in the ring. Before Nery and Figueroa on fight night got in the ring. He said, I want the more action-packed fighter. He said, I reiterate, he said, Nery, yeah, you know, he's a shorter guy. And, you know, in other words, Fulton was saying, you know, it's not too tough for me. I want the tougher guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not hearing that too much in the sport of boxing. We do hear it to a certain degree. There are fighters out there, like I said, but you don't hear it much. You don't hear much of these fighters saying, I want the tough competition out there. I want the top guys. And I admire and I take my hats off to, even though Nery lost, it's just a loss, man. No big deal. Nery, take my hats off to you, man. Figueroa, I take my hats off. Wonderful win by knocking him out to the body. That, man, Figueroa is a warrior. These guys are warrior. Fulton, my hats off to you. My hat's off to you. They're going for the gusto, ladies and gentlemen. These are prime examples of what I've been saying and talking about on my platform. You know what I'm saying? And what others in the community also have been talking about. Other, fight fans in the community. We want to see more of this. And I've been saying it time and time again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not complaining too much about the sport of boxing. I'm not complaining. I haven't been. Go. Of course, I have done my little rants, but on other things, yes. But generally, as a whole, when it comes to sport of boxing, I haven't been complaining, man. You check my channel out. Because there's great bouts, man. It just depends where your focus is. This was a wonderful fight weekend. I was enjoying every second of it. I was just enjoying eating my, dinner, stuck to the TV, just watching these beautiful fights, man. I was enjoying it. To my surprise, I ate crow, definitely. Nery got knocked out. Wow. I was like, oh my gosh, what a fight, man. Hey, Figueroa. I love it. I love it. And to culminate this, check this out. To culminate this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Brandon Figueroa is quoting, I envisioned that I was going to beat Nery. And I envisioned that I'm going to fight Fulton. Oh, look at the difference in words, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the difference in words. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Figueroa knows what he's going to face. Like I said, it's hard to say, when things are quote-unquote official, it's hard to see until they actually get in the ring, until the fight night comes around. You know what I'm saying? For example, Demetrius Andrade years ago, was going to fight. That's just a quick example. This is just a quick example. No, I'm not sitting here picking on Andrade. Facts are facts, and that's it. You can't go around the facts, okay? You can't run around it. You can't squiggle through, facts are facts. Andrade years ago, it just popped into my mind. That's why, was going to fight Jermell Charlo, if I'm not mistaken, right? And to pull down fight week. So, time and time again, we see these kinds of things. So it's kind of hard to say, even though it's official, it's kind of hard to say that they're really going to fight. It's quite premature, but I'm confident they are, unless something out of the ordinary or extraordinary happens, where the fight goes off, it's canceled, where there's an injury, a major injury, something weird. You know what I'm saying? But I'm confident this fight's going to go down, ladies and gentlemen. And did you see the wording that Figueroa is using? I envisioned I was going to beat Nery, and I envisioned I'm going to fight Figueroa. He didn't necessarily say he's going to beat. I'm sorry. He didn't necessarily say he was going to beat Fulton. He envisioned he was going to beat Nery. Let me get my word correct, right? And he envisioned he was going to fight Fulton. Sometimes I get the names mixed. Sorry. To fight Fulton, not beat him. So Figueroa knows who he's gonna face, man. Fulton is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Fulton is no joke. This is some great stuff, and we gotta pay attention to these fights. Let's pay attention more to the fights that are worth talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I've been enjoying the ride, man, with these real fights since last year, since years, ever since I've been watching the sport of boxing. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this is beautiful stuff, man. Hats off once again to Figueroa for his wonderful victory. Fulton and Figueroa next, baby. Fulton and Figueroa next, baby. I love it. Renee Box Young, thanks so much for liking, subscribing, sharing. You know what I'm saying? Tuning into the lives, comments in the comment sections of the videos. Go ahead and comment in the comment section of this video. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it. I want to hear your opinions. I appreciate each and every one of you. If there are new listeners, go ahead and you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe. Everybody who tuned in, go ahead and like it up. New listeners, subscribe. Don't cost you anything. If you love the sport of boxing, this is a platform for you. That's what I'm talking about. Notification bell, y'all know what it is, man. Renee Box Young. Peace out. Stay safe. Love y'all.